What's up, Tim Sykes, millionaire mentor and trader here in LA, still quarantined, working on my laptop, taking advantage of all this crazy volatility. Leave a comment below. Let me know if you've been taking advantage of this volatility, if you've been scared by it, if you're just watching it from a distance and scared to type anything. There's no one right answer. It is kind of scary. These stocks are moving very fast. I want you to be aware of this one tool. Click the link below. I'm going to link to it. It is the Stocks to Trade Breaking News tool. I linked to it probably in, I would say maybe half or 3/8 of my alerts these days, because it gives me such an amazing advantage over slower traders. Already with penny stocks, most people don't pay attention to this niche. So you have a few minutes, hours, sometimes even days before the news hits, like WKHS. Pretty crazy with their electric trucks. I was buying it in the 4s. It didn't really spike that day. I was kind of disappointed. They had some solid news. After hours, it was finally in the 5s, 3 hours later. And now, a week later, it's hitting 14. I sold that one too soon. I made a few $1,000s, but I sold it way too soon. The stock tripled from where I sold it. So it's not always an exact science of how much of a time delay there is, but with the Stocks to Trade Breaking News tool, you get the news, the curated news faster than anywhere else, specifically for low price stocks, because this is what it is. People ask me, I already subscribe to a bunch of news services. I don't need another one. It's just more information. The difference is that this is not just a news service. This is curated news by 2 ex-hedge fund traders. By the way, the price is going up after you watch this too. So this is your last chance to get in at current prices. So if you needed a little motivation, that should be it too. You can cancel at any time if you don't like it, but you're never going to get these grandfathered prices again. And I'm going to post a link just below this. But just so you understand, it's 2 ex-hedge fund traders who are curating all the news for the low price stocks. They're in a whole bunch of different forums, websites, chat rooms. I know that there's a lot of promoters using Telegram, WhatsApp, Discord, Twitter, StockTwits. They're all over the place these days. Email lists, it would be very difficult for you to try to do this on your own. And I know these 2 guys, they're solid traders themselves, but they only choose the best news to share and the most meaningful and impactful. So you're getting really curated news, which I don't think too many people realize is a problem. There's so much news, there's so many plays out there. A lot of it is just noise. If you follow anyone on social media, a lot of it is just noise. 90% of traders lose. I would say that probably 90% of news is irrelevant. You don't even have to care about it. But most people don't know, especially a lot of newbies, they don't know what news matters, what news doesn't matter. So that's why this tool is so essential. Like I said, the price is going up, so I wanted to make one last video just to give you an option to try it out, to use it. Click the link below, but please understand that no news is perfect. That's just one of the indicators that I use. Too many newbies always say this stock is good news. Why is it not spiking? There's other indicators. There's other parts of the equation here. So this isn't a tool that's going to necessarily make you rich. But if you study my patterns, if you know my rules, if you know how to trade these stocks, not even for newbies, beginner traders, intermediate traders, advanced traders, I don't think you know what you're missing. Obviously you don't, because you're not using it. Those of you who are using it, please leave some comments. I know that everyone loves it who uses it. Literally, this has been a game changer for me. And this has now made me, I was counting the other day, over $100,000 of my profits in 2020 is because of this tool. And it costs a small fraction of that amount, at least for now, until the price rises. So I want you better updated. I want you better prepared. I often say that trading is a battle. Trading is a battlefield, and too many people go into battle unprepared. It's like going to war holding a butter knife and everyone else around you has machine guns. How do you think you're going to do? You might be the most talented, butter knifer in the world, in this weird analogy, but you're probably still going to get massacred by the machine guns. You're simply ill-equipped on the battlefield, and I don't want that for you in the world of trading. This is a weapon that you should use. And again, I'm anti-violence. In case you guys are wondering, I don't advocate for machine guns or anything, but trading can be ugly, okay? If you're unprepared, if you do not have the right knowledge or tools, you're really just going to have lower odds of success. And trading is hard enough. A lot of people say, like, Tim, like if you were nicer, you would have more students. I don't want more students, okay? Most students stink. Most students just want hot alerts. And that's not going to get you rich. That's going to maybe make you a little money in a hot market like we've seen in 2020. In other market environments, it's going to get you destroyed. Trust me, I know. I've been doing this for 20 plus years. I've seen all kinds of markets. So I'm not trying to be as nice as possible to everybody. I'm trying to be real with you. I'm trying to be realistic. That's what has led me to the most success in my own trading, the most success as a teacher. And I will tell you, because I am using this tool more than any other tool that I have ever used. The challenge chat room is also amazing. I'll post a link to get into my challenge, but you have to apply for that. That's frankly more money than this tool. If you're in my challenge chat room and using this tool, then I think you have great odds of success, especially because challenge students get 2 to 3, sometimes 4 live webinars from me and my top students every single week, not to mention all the archive webinars. It's priceless. So if you really want the best odds, join my challenge and get the breaking news tool. But if you have the wrong attitude, you still might not get into my challenge. You could offer me a lot of money. Some people have offered me like $50,000. They're like, just let me into the challenge. I don't care about your studying. I don't care about anything, but I'll pay you a lot. And I'm like, no, I'm good. It's kind of a cool thing for me to be able to choose my students. So the challenge you have to apply for, the breaking news tool, anybody can get. You can have the worst attitude in the world and you can just want hot picks. That's fine for this tool. And this tool will give you the picks quicker than anything else, frankly. With news, with contracts, with earnings, with upgrades, with big new investors, with new promos and new pumps. A lot of people are saying, like, how do you find all these pumps so quickly? Like, there's literally dozens of different promoters these days using all sorts of new technologies. I have never seen a tool that condenses it all into one place. So you don't need to go join all these crazy chat rooms and apps to get these hot picks. It's all coming through the breaking news tool. And I've been playing some of these. Like, I know that I rip on promoters a lot, but I'm grateful for them. I think that a lot of promoters do too much cocaine. So if you know any promoters, or if you are a promoter, please go to rehab. Don't, burn yourself out. Don't burn a hole through your nose with too much coke. If you want, you can send me your address. I'll get you an edible arrangement. It's full of a lot of fruit with a lot of vitamins that, promoters need. Like, I'm very grateful for every promoter and pump. But I'm most grateful for this breaking news tool that alerts me to their pumps quicker than anywhere else. And I get all of the promotions like on my laptop, and I'm like just watching, and I'm just like, wow, this is crazy. Because lately there have been 3, 5, sometimes 10 good pumps in a day. Usually there's like hundreds of potential pumps. But again, the breaking news tool condenses it to only the best promoters, the most influential and effective promoters. They don't share everything all over the place. Like, if you shared every pump, every piece of news, you would have probably tens of thousands, maybe 20, 25,000 pieces of news per day. It's overkill. A lot of it just isn't actionable. With the breaking news tool, you get the most actionable alerts. That's what it's all about. So ignore me if you want, but I wanted to make one video before the price rises. Click the link below to get in on this breaking news tool. Again, if you want to get into my challenge, you have to have the right attitude. With this tool, you can have the worst attitude. You can trade naked if you want. You can, go do tons of lines of coke off your desk. It doesn't matter, but at least get prepared for trading battle. Leave a comment if you have the breaking news tool. Let me know how it's changed your life. I love hearing, how we can make this game better. 90% of traders lose, but it's only because they are unprepared. Don't be unprepared.